Hi, friends. It's Allison. Welcome back to AJ's Inspired Life. I'm working in my Collage weekly planner list and wanted to bring you guys along. This is week 18, and I will tag Marguerite Miller below. But if you are not familiar, she has a fabulous challenge and weekly prompts. And I am not current on my prompts, but it is okay. I'm thoroughly enjoying the journey. So, like I said, this is week 18, and the prompt itself is very simple. So normally there's like 5 pieces plus a bonus to include. And this week for week 18, it simply said find a special photo that you can serve as the focus of your collage. Look for additional papers that can enhance what you see in the photo. So yeah, okay. I I ironically, I don't know if that's the right word. I was at the thrift store a while ago, and I think I showed it to you guys when I hauled it. I found a set of note cards that someone had made using photographs, and so and they're on top of cards. So there's like one with a cow and one with a giant bell, and like pictures they've taken on vacation, obviously. And they made a set of gift cards. They're embossed. It's some little crafty stamper person. So I bought them. It was like $1.50, I don't even know, for 8 cards. And I knew at the time this is what I was going to use them for, because there's been a prompt before of like use a photograph. And it's been a difficult one for me because I don't have a lot of photographs of things like this. And look at the gem that I pulled off one of those cards. Now, if I were to use one of those note cards, it would be with this picture, right? I'm not going to use the cow, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe one of you is going to get a Happy Meal with a cow card. I don't know. But anyway, I pulled the beach seed automatically. It speaks to my soul. And so I had fun, and I went through and pulled some other things. Now, the first thing you saw me put down was like a piece of white paper, which I completely see you can't see at all. But it's actually really pretty, and it has a very, very soft seashell like pattern all along the back. And I really liked it. And I thought, I pulled it from one of my scrap pads, obviously. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to use all this scrappy stuff that I have. So that Take a Vacation by the Beach obviously is off of a scrap pad, and I just cut it apart. And so I just, I don't even know. I feel like this one's kind of cheating because I didn't really search for anything. I just went into my beach scrapbook pile and pulled some stuff. So I'm having some fun looking through some stuff and figuring it out. But I'm also realizing as I put those words down, as pretty as that paper is behind it, everything's now getting completely lost. So out come some watercolors, because we gotta dump something on the background a little bit here to to make it stand out just a little bit. So I'm just obviously dipping in whatever color blue and messing around a little bit. So I have the quote, and then I have some stickers. I have that seashell is also cut out from a scrap pad. And so I end up playing around with that for just a little bit, but I'm now trying to figure out like how I want the words. I did play around a little bit in my head about like, is this going to be a 2-page spread? Now, I know that this is the last page in this book. Like week 18 is the last page that I'm going to do in this particular journal book. I have a set of 3 for the year. And so I want to divide them up. And so week 18 is obviously the last week. And so I really thought, like, could I make this work or make a 2-page spread out of it somehow? And I just decided it wasn't necessary. And so we'll leave that last, on the right-hand side just completely plain. But it would have been fun, I guess, to, make it a fuller spread. But it's completely fine. I absolutely love the picture. It just seems like I know exactly where they took this picture. I, of course, don't. But that's me drawing it. Did you see that cool technique? Yeah. look at that little seagull, you guys. Isn't he cute? He came out of obviously a scrap pad, and I think he's adorable, and I'm going to spend some time cutting him out, which is not my favorite thing. I know a lot of you are like, well, who was I watching? I'm not too, was it Lisa? She was saying like, you either love fussy cutting or you hate it. And I don't hate it, but I am certainly not drawn to it in any stretch of the imagination. And I don't, I don't need to do it necessarily. So I know for some people, you find calmness in it, like meditative, whatever, and you like fussy cutting and whatnot. And that's just not me. So I spent some time cutting out that little bird and, trying to figure it out. But then I'm realizing that I'm not completely in love with how this is turning out. So for the simple page that I thought it was going to be, it's turning into like, maybe we need to go look for another piece to add to this thing. So see, there's the seashell, and the bird has to go on that side of the page. He can't go on that side of the page. Like he has to go on that side of the page because he's facing that way. So, so that's okay. We'll figure it out. I'm going to drop that statement down to the very bottom of the page. I thought it was going to be kind of at the bottom of the picture. And I'm realizing it needs to go at the bottom of the actual page. And then you see me thinking just a little bit because I'm not loving it. So it's like somehow not coming together quite the way I want, but that's the process of this. So there you see my actual dryer because my magic waving of the hand dryer thing didn't work. So, even though I sped this up, it's like incredibly boring to watch, but, I couldn't stick tape to that, right? Because it was too wet. I went back and added that other layer. But anyway, so I'm just going to add the title and figure out kind of where to go from there. But okay, so a little foreshadowing for you. I decide not to use that bird. But here I've decided to put some like foam tape on the back of that vacation word to pop it up just a little bit, again, to give it a little bit more dimension. Now I could have inked all these edges and stuff. Looking back at the page, this is why I don't spend tons of time on these. These are really just pure enjoyment for me, and I don't want to get too caught up in it's supposed to be like a finished product, so to speak. And so looking back, yes, I could add more dimension to the page or the words or whatever, but I am completely happy with the way it turned out. So in deciding not to use that little seagull, look at him, he's over to the side. He's like, wait, what about me? I'm realizing I have other things in my seaside kit or whatever. See, I'm still trying to mess with him because he's so stinking adorable. I have other things in my pocket for scrapbooking stuff that I'm liking more. And so I really like the brown. I love those seahorses, and they are just beautiful. And so I'm wanting to put, now you see what I'm doing, right? I can't help it, you guys. My brain is just like, no, it has to either go this way or that. They have to be facing the water. They can't be facing the opposite way. It just, my brain's like, absolutely not. So, and then that beautiful starfish at the bottom is just like, oh my goodness. So I end up using these instead of the little seagull. So he will find another home on another day. I thought he was going to be sitting here on the beach saying ahoy, but that seahorse is just too amazing. And then I'm wanting something up here in this corner. I have a few options. You can see me fiddle with some stickers, like size-wise and color-wise. I don't know. It's just not, I'm not loving it. And so it's going to take me just a minute. They're all so pretty. Those are like epoxy circles. I don't know if you can really see that from, and look at that. So that shell actually matches the background paper. And I felt like it kind of tied it all together. Now, can you see any of that if you're not sitting up close to it? No, you probably can't. But that's where we are. So anyway, so that's kind of the page, I think. Already glued down. Yeah. So that's it, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. And I hope you find something today that inspires you. Take care.